Well, to be honest with you, let's be realistic, a very small minority of people are hedge fund managers.
Yeah, it's tiny, but going back to your previous question, there is tremendous wealth being generated in this business, no doubt about it. But and of course, people are enjoying that wealth. It does find jobs for people, maybe more at the luxury brand level than anywhere else. But there's some very high charitable givers in the hedge fund industry, and I think you probably read about last week Chris Hone, who runs the Children's Fund, who gave I think £250 million to a particular charitable trust that is run by his wife.
Fantastic, so that's another contribution.
But you'll find many hedge fund managers are involved in charitable contributions, and some of them aren't so press embracing. Everyone works hard in this industry, there's no doubt about it, and there's some extremely bright guys who are building phenomenal businesses. But when you think that a chap is getting paid in some places $500 million to $1 billion a year, and that's absolutely the very top of the tree, no doubt about it.
So many people who go to university who are great at, let's say, maths, of course. In this business it revolves around maths, a lot of it, but can't get jobs. I mean, they come out of university, a lot of them can't get jobs. I mean, do you think this is down to lack of self-motivation? Because if you're really good at that, those are the guys you want.
Well, it depends how well you do in your degree. We as a company and many hedge funds and many investment banks are always going to take the top of the tree graduates on their graduate trainee programs.
But there are a lot of people at university at the moment studying for, my friend for instance come out of university doing great with maths and what have you, but struggling to get a job, and you think of you guys who really need that skill. You need that skill into your companies, and you think if they came to you, it's the real. It's okay coming out with it. You've got to have the drive to try and find yourself the job, I suppose, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, but your friend, you should advise him to go to the human resources of some of the big global banks and ask to be taken on their graduate trainee program.
And what do you like most about it?
I think it's the people you meet, actually. I've met some very, very interesting, fun people, but also extremely insightful people. Both more from an investor point of view, actually. I mean, some of my investors are gentlemen who have been around in the investment business for a number of years, have had a successful run.
You're in the best city here, aren't you, as well?
I think so.
London is.
I think so.
Where it all is.
I mean, Geneva is also very big in this industry, but really London is the place now.
According to the research from Princes and Associates, you guys are planning to spend a fair amount of money this year enjoying the good life at the sun. Some of our examples of this are some hedge fund execs, a question for the survey said they plan to spend a total of $96,000 on experiential holidays. Yachting is also apparently quite popular, along with for $159,000. Black Tomato. We'll have a nice house built in Iceland for two, equipped with a top chef flown in for the occasion. It all sounds good to me, but what do you make of this? What do you make of all that?
It's these things have been going on for years. It doesn't matter if it's hedge fund managers or entrepreneurs.
Some of the holidays have been fantastic.
I guess the wealth that hedge fund managers generate for themselves enable them to get out of the white boy, if you will. And so do these individual holidays, whether it's trekking in Nepal or elsewhere, although that's become.
But it's something also to get away from the normality. I mean, some holidays you hear of, this one for example, surfing down ash covering a volcano. What's your ideal holiday?
Ideal holiday is a good one. I think definitely the sea. Definitely playing around on the sea in some shape or form. It's an ideal holiday. No, I think that you've got to rely on the sun, having the sun.
Well, we don't have much here at the moment, do we?
Certainly not this year.
Will hedge fund managers be able to detect when the markets will change in terms of reducing paychecks?
That's a good question. I think that's happening in certain areas. You see, it's a very polarised business, this. The very successful guys that continuously make you high double-digit return, well not high double-digit, but sort of over 15% to 25-30% a year. These guys can increase their fees because they've either got it so down to a fine art. We've got hedge fund managers that we invest with that charge 4% and 40% performance fee, but these guys still deliver consistently heavy returns. The fund of funds industry, which is the industry I'm involved in a bit more, is definitely under pressure on fees because they're creating a diversified portfolio of hedge funds, which in theory will reduce your risk and keep your returns fairly constant. And they charge a fee, normally 1 in 10 for that, and that is a direct fee to the fund of funds manager. So in theory, if you're dealing in 2 and 20 managers underneath, you're paying as an investor for a fund of funds 3 and 30 for reduced returns, but hopefully much reduced volatility. So it's a very fee-driven industry, this. But
so without that,
but you know, there are some hedge fund managers that start off with 1.5 and 20. Generally, that lasts for a while, and if they become successful, then they increase their fees. So it very much depends on the manager and the skill of the manager.
The skill, yeah.
So if he makes money for you, you're willing to pay the fees.
As we said before, it's certainly down to the skill as well. Fantastic. And well, Richard, down to the last few questions. It's been educational. I hope this hasn't been too grueling for you.
None at all.
It contributes greatly, so you know. Any plans to retire soon?
Well, from this interview in about 2 minutes. My wife is Greek and she works in investment banking and she's very successful at that, so that enables me to think about it more and more. But
absolutely,
at the moment, I'm enjoying it.
What are your favourite things in life and why?
Football, I think. I like sport.
Who do you support?
West Ham.
What are the best restaurants that you've been to?
Best restaurant. I like in London. I like Bentley's.
Yeah.
Which is in Swallow Street. Fish restaurant. Richard Corrigan.
Yeah.
I don't like the Wolsey.
Wolsey.
Just been there now for coffee.
Good breakfast though.
It does a great breakfast. I'll give you that. But I don't like it. It's what else do I like in London? Don't know.
Okay.
My favourite restaurant though is in Greece, and it's by the sea in a place called Vouliagmeni.
Which is the best hotel you've stayed in?
The Peninsula in Hong Kong.
Okay. And do you have the most stylish drink at all? In terms
Guinness.
of what? Guinness, yeah. What are your day-to-day life essentials apart from the BlackBerry?
Good one.
There you go. I thought I'd mention that. When I asked Bill and Jones, it was BlackBerry.
Yeah, BlackBerry is probably the same answer really. I mean,
yeah.
You know, the global communication now is very, very easy. So
Yeah.
I can be anywhere, and apart from Japan, these things don't seem to work in Japan, which is extremely annoying. Day-to-day essentials, just knowing that my children are well. That's
Absolutely
important for me. But
that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.